Hey there, YouTubers, how you guys doing? Well, I rebuilt my second vivi Nova head. This one here was a 2.4 with the wrap I got with the gauge wire. The wrap, it's 3mm silica wick, 36 gauge wire. Well, no, 32 gauge, sorry. 32 gauge Kenthal wire. I am getting a reading of 2.4 ohms. Wrapped 5 times with the 32 gauge. It's 2.4 to 2.5 ohms. I got this thing perfect with the reading on it. That is my very first vivi Nova head rebuild. Well, my second one. My first one, right now I'm using it. I used 36 gauge Kenthal wire. I got 4 wraps. It's reading 3.7 ohm. First build. Second build, that's why I got the 2 different gauge Kenthal wires. First build was a little bit high, so I know if I want to build a high ohm for my monster, I could do that. Or if I want to build a stock 2.4 ohm, I could build that. Well, now that I have a 2.4 ohm, wow. Yeah, I think this is a little bit thicker wick than the original Novas. But now I have a brand new 2.4 just built, a 1.8 and a 2.8 in here. So I know when I build my other 2.4s, I think I got 2 more. I'm going to double check. No, I only got 1 more 2.4 to build. But I know 5 wraps with the 32 gauge wire should get me within the ballpark. It's not hard to build coils, not as hard as I thought it was going to be. The only reason why I'm trying them on the vivi Novas right now is I want to learn how to build them before I build one for my Bulldog RBA. But you know, the 2.4 ohm that I just got done rebuilding, the actual wicks that were in it, the actual coil was still good, but the wicks, as you can see, there's only 3 wicks on one side and 2 on the other. The wicks were falling apart on it. It worked perfectly fine, but I quit using it because I had to tip it too much just to get it to bake. So I figured since I've got my stuff in from my RBA, might as well try building a couple of regular vivi Nova heads, and so far so good. My first one I built with the 36 gauge. It's a little bit higher in ohms than what I would want. Like right now it's 4.8 volts. But man, rebuilding these things are so easy. And if it's that easy for me to rebuild that, I know to rebuild this, I'm not going to have no problems. This is designed to be rebuilt. The vivi Novas aren't. I rebuilt a 2.4 ohm head like it's nothing. Now the 1.8 ohm head, I'd probably end up getting some 28 gauge wire for that, so I can get the 1.8 ohm. But other than that, I mean, very easy to rebuild. Coils are nothing. If you have any motor skills, I mean, if you got good hand-eye coordination, making a good wrap is not hard. Matter of fact, I will pull that one I just did. And do forgive me about my camera, because it's manual focus, so you'll see my hand up here. But I'm going to try to get it to focus in on the coil that I just rebuilt. That's my very first rebuilt coil. There's 5 wraps there. The one wrap does look, but that's you know, I could just pull it over a little bit. But that's my very first ever, you know, 2.4, 2.5 ohm on. Let's see if I got it the right way. And let's see if I can, if you guys can see that. That's the, come on. There we go. That's the 2.4 ohm head. So, I got off lucky. And my very first, well, my second shot at trying to do a 2.4 ohm head, I did 2.4 ohms. So, that's my second shot at rebuilding one. My first shot, I used a thinner gauge. Ended up turning out to be a real high ohm, 3.7 ohm, I think it is, 3.7, 3.8 ohm. My second one, I got pretty much dead on to the actual marking on the on it. So I actually have a 2.4, a 1.8, and a 2.8 as a spare for my mini vivi Nova. I'm going to end up rebuilding my 2.4 ohm that I have in here that needs rebuilt. And I know how many wraps I need of what gauge and everything. I got another 2.4 ohm here that needs to be rebuilt. This is my 2.4 ohm that I did pop. The one that I just showed you, the wraps and everything, it's not hard to do. I mean, I got the first part of the wrap was a little bit off. The more I do it, the better I'll get at it. I mean, how else? I mean, how easy is that? I mean, my second coil ever built, I got dead on, and it works. And I break out my my tester. It's a Radio Shack $100 tester when it was bought new, given to me. That's what I used to test them out with. It's 0.3 ohms higher than what the actual reading is, and I know that. But you know, 0.3 ohms, I got that thing dead on. It's reading 2.7 to 2.4, so I know It's, well, 2.7 to 2.8, which is 2.4 to 2.5. I know that through experience with that tester. It is a little off, and the only reason why I know it's off is I have another tester which went wonky on me, so I tested it with that one and with this one, and this one here, no matter what I did to it, I tried to adjust it, it's not adjustable, but it's 0.3 ohm higher. So my very first rebuild on a head turned out to be dead on. Now I'm going to try to rebuild another 2.4 ohm head. You know, guys, don't get discouraged. It's easy for somebody like me to just second shot. I mean, the first one, it works, it vapes. That one there is reading 3.7 ohm on 4.8 volts. You see the vapor. I'm getting good taste. I'm going to pull it off, throw it on the monster, put it at 5 volt. Make sure I'm at, yeah, I'm 5 volt. That's a self-built coil. If I could do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I'm having a blast. I'm rebuilding my last coil, and then I'm gonna monkey around with maybe dual coils. Nah, I ain't gonna do dual coil. Looks a little too complicated for me, but I'm going to rebuild my last Nova head. I've rebuilt all three of my 2.4s that were bad. Well, I'm getting ready to rebuild my last one. It's not hard. If you think it's hard, it's not. I mean, I tried with old wire, got it put together, and it did pop on me. But 2 down, 1 to go. Thanks for watching. Vape on, and catch you later.